Salve, welcome to this audio-video lesson on Lingua Latina per se illustrata, Chapter 22, Capitulum, Vicesimum, Secundum, Grammatica Latina. So, in this chapter they introduced the supine. Now the supine is a verbal. A verbal is something that's derived from a verb. This verbal is technically a noun. It's like you make a noun out of the fourth principal part of a Latin verb, the same part that you use to make the perfect passive participle, which is an adjective, of course. And it's a fourth declension noun. It's always singular, and it has two forms, the accusative form and the ablative form. Now, other forms besides the accusative and ablative singular of a fourth declension Latin noun for a verb can be used, but not as supines. For example, visus can be a noun meaning sight, that is something that you see, or vision, that is the faculty of seeing something, ability. But specifically these two forms, the accusative and the ablative singular fourth declension forms, and it's also, by the way, a masculine verbal noun. The accusative and ablative singular forms are used for what we call the supine by convention, and essentially it's a way of making a purpose expression or a respect expression in Latin. Now, whether it is the ending accusative or the long U ending ablative, you translate it the same way in English. So these are really quite straightforward. Essentially, once you recognize that it is a supine, you just say to verb, whatever the verb means. So let's look into the examples I have here. So, supinum, supine. This is how we pronounce it or say the word in English. Amici salutatum veniunt, the friends come to greet. So salutare is the infinitive to greet in Latin. So you might say, well, why don't they just say amici salutare veniunt? Well, that would mean something a little bit more like the friends to greeting come. And that would just not make sense in Latin. Essentially, you cannot use an infinitive in Latin to show purpose, that is, to explain why you do a thing. So salutare, the infinitive in Latin, just wouldn't work to say the friends come to greet. So how do you do it? Well, this is one way. You can use this supine in the accusative case. You can also use odd plus a gerund or gerundive, which we'll learn later. You can also use a purpose clause, which we'll learn later. But in any case, the tum ending here, again, this is made from salutare's fourth principal part, saluto, salutare, salutavi, salutatum, fourth principal part. Make sure that you have the ending for accusative, and it means to do X, showing purpose. Now, they gloss this as quia salutare volunt, because they want to greet. Okay, so why do they come? Because they want to greet. In other words, they come to greet, salutatum. Salutatum, supinum vocatur. Salutatum is called a supine. Supinum in tum descendens significat id quod aliquis agere vult. The supine ending in tum signifies that which a person, someone, wants to do, et ponitur, and is placed, apud verba iri, venire, mittere, et alia, and is placed by verbs such as to go, to come, to send, and others. Now, they don't fully explain that there, but to fully explain that, if you think about to go, to come, to send, and others, essentially these are motion verbs. So verbs either of you going or of somebody going from one place to another, or else a verb where maybe you send someone or something to some place or another, okay? Or away from some place or another. So you go to or are sent to a place to do something, okay? This is where you will see these supines of purpose. Exempla, examples. Romani quotidie lavatumeunt. The Romans are going today, or daily, are going daily to wash. You could just do it, the Romans go daily to wash too. That would be a generalizing present tense. Okay, so levatum again has the tum ending. And here again it's this accusative supine, to do something, in this case to wash. Milites opidum opugnatum mittuntur, the soldiers, milites, mittuntur, are sent. And then we want to know why they are sent, for what purpose, right? And thus we need a supine showing purpose. Opidum opugnatum, to attack, opugnatum, a town, opidum. Vesperi omnes dormitum eunt. In the evening, vesperi, everybody, omnes, eunt, go, or everyone goes, rather. It's either all go or everyone goes. Dormitum, to sleep. So there, the purpose expression, what are they going to do? What are they going for the purpose of? Dormitum, to sleep. Medus et Lydia, Medus and Lydia, ad tabernum eunt, are going to a shop. Anulum emptum, to buy, emptum, a ring, anulum. So notice all of these end in tum. I would like to point out here that they're not quite being fully clear here, because it doesn't have to end in tum. It has to end in because essentially this is made from the fourth or final part of a Latin verb. So let's say you have a verb like, let's say defendo to defend. It goes defendo, defendere, defensi, defendi for the third part, and then defensum or defensus for the fourth part. Now, if it ends in sus or sum, well, then you're obviously not going to have a tum. You're going to have a sum instead for the accusative case. So if I went and said something like the soldiers are being sent to defend the town, instead of milites opidum opugnatum, I would have milites opidum defensum mittuntur. The soldiers are sent to defend the town. So again, the point that I'm making here is that though they say tum and tu here for the supine, it might in fact be something slightly different. The most common variant would be sum and su, because a lot of fourth principal parts will end with sus or sum. And that means you're going to have the S in front of the UM or the U. Okay. Going on. Id est facile dictu. It is easy to say. Facile est id dicere. They gloss it, which means it is easy to say it. All right. Dictu est alterum supinum. Dictu is another supine. In tu desinens, ending in tu. Quod apud adjectiva facilis et difficilis et pauca alia reperitur, which is found with the adjective facilis, easy, and difficilis, hard, and a few others. Just one other example to give you another would be mirabilis, wonderful. Exempla, examples, multa sunt faciliora dictu quam factu. Many things are easier, faciliora, to say, dictu, than to do, factu. Vox difficilis auditu est. The voice is difficult to hear, auditu. Now, one other example of a use of this, and this will give you an example of how sometimes the supine is not going to have tu, it's going to have su instead, would be mirabile visu. Mirabile meaning wonderful, and then visu coming from the fourth part of video, videri, vidi, visus, and then we make visus into visu, the ablative supine form. Mirabile visu literally means wonderful to see, right? Okay, visu is the ablative supine form there. So hopefully this made some sense. Hopefully you learned a few things about the supine. Again, it's essentially always going to be translated to verb. It's always going to be made from the fourth or final part of a Latin verb, and it's going to have or u on the end. It doesn't necessarily have to have tum or tu, as we pointed out, although those are very common endings for Latin verb forms of this sort. All right. Walete, goodbye, and curate vos. Take care of yourselves.